Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Got a few Bud Light stories to tell you about today. First off, we're going to just talk about this USA Today article. Bud Light loses its spot as top selling US beer for the second consecutive month. Last month they lost it to Modelo, so I assume it's going to be the same thing again this month. But for the second consecutive month, Mexican lager Modelo Especial remained the king of beer across the nation in June, decrowning American-made Bud Light. Bud Light lost its spot as the number one selling U.S. beer in May as conservative consumers abandoned the brand after it collaborated with Mulvaney to promote a contest for the March Madness basketball tournament, which I'm sure Mulvaney didn't watch. And I'm also sure that it's not just a conservative consumer abandonment. We know about the LGBTQ bars that have also just stopped selling Anheuser products completely. A 1.7% lead. For the 4 weeks ending July 1st, Modelo Especial took 8.7% of overall beer sales through retail stores, while Bud Light came in second with a 7% share, according to an analysis of Nielsen data from consulting firm Bump Williams. Michelob Ultra came in third, 6.7%, Coors Light 6.1%, and Miller Lite 5.1%. In May, the data showed Bud Light represented 7.3% of U.S. retail store beer sales in the 4 weeks ending June 3rd, compared with 8.4% for Modelo. I mean, literally, you can see the 0.3% directly shifted to Modelo, actually. That's 100% correlation, I would assume. Despite the decline, Bud Light continues to outrank Modelo in volume sales and remains the top-ranking beer brand based on dollar sales year to date. Well, I can explain that to you. They're not peddling Modelo at Major League Baseball games and big sporting events like they're peddling Bud Light and Budweiser. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that my opinion is that Bud Light is going to take a huge hit at the end of the baseball season, because what they're doing at the stadium that I went to last month, or earlier this month, I guess it was, is they're offering $5 beers when everything else is $11 to $13. People are literally walking around with 2 and 4 Bud Lights or Budweisers in their hands when they're making their trip back from the beer stands. You know what I mean? So that's going to end, and that's the volume. That's where they're getting the volume. And like I said, I don't even know if they're offering Modelo at those places. At the one that I went to, I don't know. It was really hard to get a Yingling. I can only get it from one place. It was on tap, which was great, but like I said, it was only from one place. You had to walk all the way around the stadium. So, Coors Light was, $13 or something like that for a can. Twist top can. But still, when you can get a $5 Bud Light or a $13 beer, a lot of people that don't care about the boycott just buy the cheapest product. So, that's going to end, and that volume thing is going to switch, and the sales numbers are going to, the volume thing is going to drop off, and the sales numbers are going to drop off too. I believe there'll be football will be around the corner, and NBA will probably be kicked back in by then. So maybe that'll pick up the slack. But they play baseball games every day. They don't play NFL games every day. So I don't know. There's going to be some kind of shift. We'll see. It just depends on how hard Bud Light peddles their products at the NBA games. I guess would be my my only challenge to my theory. But let's just continue here a little bit. Dave Williams, Vice President of Consumer Insights and Analytics at Bump Williams, told USA Today last month that there's a lot of volume from Bud Light still moving out there, but unless something drastic occurs, he expects the decline in Bud Light sales will continue through at least the summer as Modelo and other domestic lagers see gain. Let's go over here and check out this Washington Free Beacon article that I discovered. Not just Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch's other beer brands see sales crash. Sales of Michelob Ultra fell by 4.3% in the week that ended July 1st compared to last year, and Busch Light was down 8.5%, the New York Post reported. Both brands are, like Bud Light, owned by Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company. Quote, Budweiser trends have been slipping for a very long time, but it's the Michelob Ultra negative numbers and now Busch Light negative trends that are most alarming to me. Bump Williams, whose consulting firm ran the numbers from Nielsen IQ data, told the Post. They were very healthy prior to April 1st. Take you over to this article, which I think is going to definitely affect those volume numbers And at the same time, pretty funny. So from Newsweek, photos show Bud Light with Costco Death Star amid plummeting sales. Photos shared on social media show that Bud Light has allegedly received Costco's so-called Star of Death, a small asterisk at the top of the right-hand corner of items' price tags, which the retailer uses to signal a product will no longer be restocked once it is sold out. Images shared on Twitter. Wait, let's just comment on that. So, am I reading that right? That it looks like Costco might not be restocking Bud Light? That would definitely be a hit to Bud Light. Images shared on Twitter showed the price tags of Bud Light beer at different Costco stores, all marked with the Star of Death. It's unclear where the stores are located. One of the pictures showed the beer being sold at $14.97 for a 2x12 pack, which a Twitter user said it was Costco practically giving away Bud Light. According to new sales data seen by Newsweek earlier this week, Bud Light has seen a percentage drop in revenue from sales for June compared to the same time last year. Nielsen IQ sales data obtained by Newsweek industry firm Bump Williams Consulting showed that over a 4-week period during July 1st, Bud Light saw a 28% decrease in revenue sales. Bud Light's volume numbers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're going to skip that part too. We're just going to go down here. So let's just go down here and look at some of these pictures. At Costco this morning, practically giving away Bud Light. Here's another one. Costco says Star of Death for Bud Light. It will not be restocked. See, there it is right there. I mean, I guess these could be photoshopped. I don't know. I don't think so. But, you know, you never know with people. Here's another one. Let's go down. Even Costco is getting out of the game. Yeah, see, there it is right there. Bud Light. Newsweek could not verify which Costco stores will not restock the beer, but has contacted the retailer through the contact form available on its website on Tuesday. I learned how to add a comma somewhere sometimes, please. Some Reddit users have pointed out that some Costco stores might only not I mean, I have a hard enough time reading as it is. When you don't put punctuation in long sentences like that, it's really hard to actually read. Some Reddit users have pointed out that some Costco stores might only not restock 16-ounce cans, shown in one of the pictures shared online, but continue selling 36 packs of the 12-ounce cans, which is more standard size. I mean, that could be the case. Regardless, it seems like it's less Bud White product in their store being offered. Like we've heard reports that they're at risk of losing shelf space. So that could be... this could be a result of that Costco is going ahead and pulling the plug on some shelf space, and now they're only going to sell the 36 packs of 12-ounce cans instead of the different options like they like to sell. You know what I mean? So that's still a win. That's not, oh, they're just switching, so it's no big deal. That's actually still a big deal, in my opinion. And finally, guys, let's get into this article from the New York Post. That is the most recent sales numbers, right? So Bud Light sales plunged 28.5% ahead of July 4th. Sister brands slammed in wake of the disaster. Steep drops in demand for Bud Light accelerated ahead of the crucial 4th of July weekend. Anheuser-Busch's other beer brands also took a turn for the worse, according to the latest data. Bud Light sales plunged 28.5% for the week ending July 1st, slightly worse than the 27.9% decline they suffered the previous week, as the nation's #1 beer brand continues to take a beating over its ill-fated partnership. To make matters worse, Bud Light's woes recently appear to have infected its sister brands at Anheuser-Busch. And good. We need Anheuser-Busch to really feel this boycott, and the best way to do it is to hit all of their beers, all of their brands, right? But according to Bump Williams, whose eponymous consulting firm crunched the latest numbers from Nielsen IQ. Eponymous. Sales of Michelob Ultra, the nation's #3 beer last Sales of Michelob Ultra, the nation's #3 beer last year, were down by 4.3% in the week ending July 1st, while Busch Light sales were down 8.5%, according to the Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ data. Budweiser trends have been slipping for a long time, but it's the Michelob Ultra negative numbers and now Busch Light negative trends that are most alarming to me, Williams told the Post. They were very healthy prior to April 1st. Meanwhile, Modelo Especial, the number 2 beer brand in the U.S., saw its sales jump 11.4% during the week ending July 1st. The rival brew could overtake Bud Light before the close of the year if the brand continues on their current trajectories, Williams said. The gap between Modelo Especial and Bud Light on a year-to-date basis is closing, Williams said. See, the crazy thing about that is, those are yearly projections for Modelo to catch up and pass Bud Light, which means that Bud Light had a huge lead in only 3 months. Because April's, the fourth month of the year, and it started at the beginning of April. So they had a huge lead. And for, 3 months into this, still to have 6 months projected out to be passed by the number 2. Wow. That's just incredible how much more Bud Light they were selling than every other beer in the country, right? Just amazing. So good job on us. Good job on you, the boycotters, for switching to a better beer and spreading the word and keeping this going for so long. I love that this number is almost at 29%. Let's get it to 30%. I really do believe that in next week's sales reports, we will see Bud Light numbers drop over 30% because they usually depend on that summer bump, that 4th of July weekend bump. So Bud Light brand commands an 8.7% share of the beer market year to date, with Modelo Especial creeping up from behind with an 8.1% share over the same time period. Modelo is an Anheuser-Busch brand, but rival brewer Constellation Brands distributes the beer in the U.S. It has been outselling Bud Light on a weekly basis since May. Other beer brands have been able to grab market share as well, particularly over the July 4th holiday weekend, with some New England stores selling out of Yuengling, Miller Lite, Coors Light, and Modelo Especial, while Anheuser-Busch brands languished on shelves, noted Williams, who is based in Connecticut. Wow. So all those other brands combined couldn't meet the demand because people were just not buying Bud Light. They did not want to show up to the 4th of July party with a 12-pack. And if they were stuck buying one, the first thing they said when they showed up was, look, it was either this or nothing. And they had to have an excuse. I love it. That's just great. Well, with all that, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these combined articles with Bud Light news, let me know in the comments. Or if you prefer that I just keep it to one article. So guys, let me know if you like how I did this video with multiple articles better than just one video, one article. Let me know let me know in the comments, please, because I'm trying to, finesse and fine tune and figure out the best way to do this. And most of the time people don't stick around till the end anyways. So I don't know if making longer videos would really benefit me or if making more videos would be better. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of stuff from behind the scenes, you know what I mean? But any feedback you guys would give me would help tremendously. So let me know, and I will go ahead and check out with that. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm closing in on 500, which is halfway to my first goal of 1,000. For those of you math geniuses. Which, anybody watching this channel to the end obviously knew that, so I don't know why I mentioned it, but, I'll see you in the next one.